Hey there, ghosts and ghouls. Warlock Boo here. And I'm going to share with you all a little secret. You see, us ghosts, we have a fear. Yeah, something spooks the spooks. And you'll never guess what... No, it's not vacuums. They make us nervous, but it's not vacuums. As I said, you'll never guess what... No, it's not priests. Why would we be afraid of someone that wants us to exercise? No, it is not that. Or that. Really? Where would you even get that one? Come on now. It's Ghostbusters. We are terrified of Ghostbusters. People come in shooting lights at us, screaming about science, and strapping us into little containers and sending us off to God knows where. It terrifies us. So to get over my fear, I binge-watched the Ghostbusters series this weekend. No, not the real Ghostbusters. No, not the movies. It was Extreme Ghostbusters. You've never heard of that? Well, conveniently placed person that no one else can hear but me. Extreme Ghostbusters is a cartoon that appeared in 1997, ran from September 1st to December 4th. And as you can tell, it's definitely a 90s show with the word extreme in it. But it was preceded by the real Ghostbusters. This is a sequel of sorts that, as a kid, I remember watching, and it's scaring me and liking, but in recent years, I've heard it was horrible, so I decided to go back and watch it, binge watch it and see what it's about, and maybe get over my fear of Ghostbusters just a little bit. But I got some mixed results. What are they? Well, I'll get to that. Now, what's the story about? The story's about the Ghostbusters have disbanded. The only one that's still practicing is Egon, and he still has his assistant, Jean, I can't remember her name, sorry for that. And Egon's also teaching a college class on the paranormal. Well, he needs some help because of a ghost outbreak. So he calls the help of his class, which is only about 4 people, which he said is doubled from last year. The characters themselves are hit or miss, but they are different from what you'd usually say. You have Eduardo Rivera. He's the guy that likes to flirt with everyone, the traditional Hispanic flirt. That's also kind of an asshole. But they do some interesting thing with his character. At first, he is just a strict asshole. But they slowly develop it. Slowly make him kind of more caring. He's the one that really notices when things are wrong with the other Ghostbusters and tries to do something about it. But because he's kind of an ass, no one really listens to him. Even though a lot of times he's right. Then we have Kyla Griffin. She's kind of a combo of 2 archetypes. You know, the really tough Hispanic girl they always have in everything, and the emo gothic girl. They combine that for her. But they usually have her with the tough girl archetype, and Eduardo constantly hits on her. She makes some dirty jokes, but usually she's there just to hold the trap and scream a lot. It's not to say she comes off as wimpy, it's just they don't put her in any situations that really feel like they help her as a character. And I don't like that. Past the first episode, she really doesn't feel like they give her any chance. They just have her there to have a token girl. They tried to make her tough, and it would help if they put her in situations. After that, we got Rollin Jackson, who is the traditional jock. Go get her, go do everything. Except he's in a wheelchair. He can't do it. He's in a wheelchair. Sorry, this is actually Garrett Miller. I mixed the names up. Garrett is the traditional jock and go-getter. He's in a wheelchair, but he doesn't stop him. It doesn't slow him down. Although I see it as being very inconvenient in so many circumstances when they have to go in houses with stairs. If they never show that. I mean, come on. He also struggles with fear of claustrophobia that he tries to not act like he has and acts like he has no fear. After that is Rollin Jackson, the mechanic of the group. And basically the White Knight. I kind of like Rollin the best. He's the mechanic, he's the geek, he's the brainiac. But he's also the one that if people are in trouble, he's the first one to rush off. He's the first one to get in its face. He's the first one to go in senselessly, to protect people, to make sure they don't get hurt. And I really do like that about Roland. So it's a really nice little mix. And then last is, of course, Slimer. which, unlike in the movies, but like the last cartoon series, he is just the kind of mascot, all sweet and nice and just eats anything. While in the movies, he's a little asshole, and we all know this. I don't know why, for some reason, they decided to make Slimer the mascot and nice, but I guess, okay. The characters together aren't good. And that has to do with, they all act like asses to each other. They'll have one episode where they'll really start to connect. They'll start to bond. Next episode, it's all gone. Character development doesn't stay. And it's sad because if it did, these characters would be developed so well. I mean, the characters themselves, if they had developed and kept the development they get in per episode, it would work good. But this feels like a series they wanted it so kids didn't have to watch it in any specific order. So they don't keep that. And it's kind of saddening. There is no overall plot except them busting ghosts. A couple of 2 to 3 parted episodes, which is pretty normal for finales and stuff. But other than that, the show's not bad. The ghosts themselves they hunt is actually quite terrifying and freaky. They go to one where it's the house is the ghost, and the ghosts they see in the house are just trapped there because the house ate them. And Eduardo makes a connection with a ghost of a maid, and they generally connect. And he's sad when her spirit finally gets to move on. It's actually kind of a sad moment. Another one is a ghost that makes people sick, but it has to connect, take over human, which it does. Kylie, first episode, win that. Another one is where they're fighting fears, and you see all of their fears. And it's so on like that, and the ghosts are creepy. They have a Pied Piper ghost who's taking kids away and releasing ghosts from his own body to control. I mean, a clown that turns you into other clowns. I mean, this whole series, the ghosts are scary. They're designed scary. They're made horrifying. The art works in their favor, not any other favor. I'm tired of the black and gray they have in this. Like every fight scene, they turn it into a black and with blue or gray outlines of characters, and it's ugly. The humans are drawn so ugly. The only characters that really aren't bad looking are Egon and really just Egon and Kylie for a little bit. I mean, the other characters, their heads are drawn weird, their bodies are drawn weird, but at least they're not all muscular and bulked up like the last series had them. Because I really don't think that Ghostbusters and Real Ghostbusters should have been that big looking. That was actually kind of funny. The writing in this show, though, the stories in Ghosts are great. The characters' lines are horrendous. They are bad. They are terrible. They try to make them say so many pop culture lines or references, and it ages this so badly. It's just bad, and they all act like assholes to each other. The characters really, when they're together, aren't likable. It's when it's like just a couple of them there or something that you can like them. And then the guy that's supposed to be the asshole, Eduardo, I like better because they really give him some nice moments. But the characters that you're supposed to like come off as assholes all the time. And it's just, I couldn't get into that part. And it hurts the series. Another thing that hurts the series is it's a 30-minute episodes. The show rushes parts. They really have development in like quick. And it feels like this should have been an hour-long cartoon. I mean, they could have done so much more. It really has that feeling like the episodes were written in hour formats, but then had to be cut down. So much is thrown out. They had to compress it together, and it doesn't help. It really doesn't, and they should have kept it. Now, this being for kids is legitimately fucked up. This is not a good, nice show. This is terrifying. One of the episodes at the beginning, you see ghosts doing surgery on a guy. He comes out as a monster later. I mean, other ones you see ghosts attacking people, and it always cuts to black at a terrifying moment. I know that's supposed to be a horror thing, but it is freaky. It does not feel like a children's show. The real Ghostbusters were more comedy. Yeah, they had some spooky moments, but it was more of a comedy. This is more of a horror setup, which again isn't bad, but it doesn't work to its favor, and I'm worried that's why it got canceled. There was so much promise in this show, so much that could have been done right, but I felt like the network really restricted them on time limit, and them having to write it for kids, they decided not to write the characters developing, becoming better as characters, becoming more as characters, and that's sad, because, like I said, there was so much that could have gone with this show. And if they reboot it, it would actually be a perfect show to reboot nowadays. I would watch it. Because nowadays, I think they could do so much right with this show. Do so much that they didn't do with it before. And I think that would help it so much. I mean, some modern days, take away so many of references, and make the characters develop. Because they could so easily. And you could see them becoming more and more Ghostbusters. But I don't think they will. It doesn't do that good, and there's not a huge cult following even for it. It's one of those shows that people are just forget about, and it's kind of sad because there was a lot of potential. What I'd do is, like I said, I'd reset up the characters to evolve. I'd change the freaking art style. Do a better theme song. They do the Ghostbusters theme song, but it doesn't sound good. Me personally, I do a rock and roll version of Ghostbusters because the wee would sound great as a guitar solo. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? Do you think I'm stupid for this? Do you hate my thoughts on this show? What do you think? Leave me a comment down below and subscribe. I do these reviews at least every Sunday, while Tuesdays are resigned for my horror story readings, and Thursdays or whatever the hell I want. A top 10 of My Little Pony review, something like that. But comment down below and tell me if you want to hear anything coming out soon, or what you thought of this show. Do you think it was good? And I give this a good little, you should watch it at least suggestion. But until then, this has been Warlock Boo, hoping to be spoken y'all later. Bye.
Back off, Eduardo! Why? She's legal. She's a ghost!
Well, that was a fun little review. What was that? What?